Animation episode 20 of Haruhi. Today is a massive day. A huge day. Doesn't get any bigger than this. We finally made it through the Endless 8. Round of applause, everybody. We have done it. It has been a long 8 weeks. We've been suffering, and it's been more than 8 weeks. I took a break right before. We went through 8. I missed one here or there. I've been gone for a couple weeks afterwards, recharging. It's been like 15, 16 weeks of Endless 8, but we're through it. We have made it, and it is time to continue. See what else we have in store for us. At the end of the Endless 8, where does that leave us? I have zero idea. I don't even got anything to be like, we might head towards this sort of direction. I got no clue what the hell's about to happen, so this is about to be either really cool or I'm just gonna be like, more of the same. Either way, the show's been really fun up to this point, so I'm sure I'll enjoy it. And I think I'm gonna appreciate whatever else we get now so much more because it's not gonna be the same that I've been watching for weeks on end. So I'm excited for that. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. I think there's one more arc that I remember. Potentially, that might be like 2 or 3 episodes. And besides that, I don't know if there's any. There might just be like 1 or 2 episodes, like pairs, or if they're all just one-offs. I don't know, but we're going to get into it. We're going to find out. We got 8 or 9 more episodes. We got a movie. We got some more things to get through. So let's continue. Let's keep pushing along on our Haruhi journey. If you like it all, like and subscribe. They do mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Limited comments that are a series. Let's go on with the 20th episode, our first after the Endless 8 of Haruhi. Oh my god. Oh, this is about to be cinema. Come on, make her out. Indian summer. No drama for us. Yeah, beautiful job, guys. They might take her as a recruit. The SOS banners. It's interesting too, it's a club-based thing as opposed to just class. We'll remember this forever. You guys are giving him a bad luck, man.
とまあそんな感じで狂乱の体育祭が終わり、やっと月が変わったと思ったら、今度は文化祭なるものが待ち受けていた。現在この県立高校はその準備に追われている。春先に朝倉涼子がどっかに行っちまって以来、このクラスでリーダーシップを取ろうなどという頭のおかしい高校生は存在しない。
Yeah, I wouldn't want all that either.
アンケート発表なんてバカみたい。そんなことして何が楽しいのかしら。私には全然理解できないわ。
だったら何か意見を言えばよかったじゃん。
You could have made a big spectacle out of it.
教室で困り果てた岡部教諭の顔をお前も見てたろうね。
いいのよ。どうせクラスでやることなんかに参加するつもりはないから。
Yeah, I just worried about the club.
その割に体育祭ではクラスの総合優勝に貢献していたような気がするけどな。あらかたのトラック競技に出場し、その全てで優勝していたのはお前だと思ったが、ありゃ別人か？
それとこれとは話が別よ。文化祭なのよ、文化祭。1年間で最も重要なスーパーイベントじゃないの。
そうなのか？
そうよ。私たち SOS 団はもっと面白いことをするわよ。
そういった鈴宮春日の顔は第二次ポエニ戦争でアルプス越えを決意したばかりのハンニバルのような迷いのない晴れやかな輝きを放っていた。
I'm excited for whatever stupidity you're about to get into.
お前の中学はそんなに大層なことをしていたのか？
全然ちっとも面白くない。
They were all lame.
だから高校の文化祭はもっと面白くないと困るのよ。
どういう感じだったらお前は面白いと思うんだ。 ぜひこの俺に分かるように教えてくれ。
Explain it in a way that's also possible. That's not an answer.
じっくり話をしてあげるから。
Okay. He's got time.
ラベンダーの香り。
こんにちは。
お花が咲いているのかと。
すぐお茶入れますね。
お気遣いなく。
目が糸みたいになってるわよ。
Only you knew what was going through his head.
みくるちゃん、お茶まだ？はい、ただい
We just got here. Yo.
みくるちゃん。はい。前にも言ったと思うけど、覚えてないの？
The frog costume. Wear it.
お茶を持ってくるときは3回に1回くらいの割合でこけてひっくり返しなさい。ちっともドジコメイドじゃないじゃないの。ちょうどいいわ、みくるちゃん。キョンで
Oh my god.
湯飲みが頭の上で逆さになるようにね。
朝比奈さん、春日のギャグはその筋のやつにしか笑えないんですよ。
That's true. Yuki is not gonna be laughing.
私は冗談なんか言ってないわよ。
Yeah, that's the problem with you.
だとしたら余計に問題だな。
いいわ。私が見本を見せてあげるから。
No, no, no. It's gonna have it twice. Don't get out of there, brother. Do not let them do this to you. Look at her smile when she looks back at him.
待て。
No.
ちょっと邪魔しないでよ。
邪魔も何もネットを頭からぶっかけられようとしてるの黙って見てるやつがあるか。
どうぞ。
If we get payoff at some point for that.
谷口なら飲み干すのに3日はかけるぜ。
遅れたせいで会議が始まらなかったのだとしたら謝ります。
会議
How thoughtful.
言うの忘れてたわ。昼のうちにみんなには知らせといたんだけ
Told
ど。
everyone but
あ
you.
なたにはいつでも言えると思って。
Yeah, so I just
教
didn't.
室に出向く暇があるのに同じ教室の前の席にいる俺に伝える手間を省くんだ。
Hey, you were gonna show up anyways.
やっぱり私たちは SOS 団らしい活動をしないとね。せっかくここまで育て上げた団なのよ。校内に知らない者がいないまでの超注目団体なのよ。わかってんの？
お前は単なる思いつきを口走るだけだから楽だろうが、俺や朝比奈さんの苦労はどうなるんだよ。小泉はやけに助才なく笑っているだけだし、長門はブレストの役には全く立たないし、少しは一般人たる俺のことも考えてほしいもんだ。
期待に応えるくらいのことはしないといけないわね。
一体どこの誰が SOS
Yeah,
団のや
whose are we living up to? Our own?
みくるちゃんとこは何すんの？クラスですか？焼きそば喫茶を。み
Nice.
くるちゃんはウェイトレスね、きっと。どうしてわかるんですか？なんかみんなにそうして。
I mean, you just got the look. Up. The frog. Bring it back out.
舞台劇をするまでは決まったのですが、古典をやるかオリジナルをやるかで揉めています。
それはまた活気のあるクラスでいいことだな。面倒さ。
Yeah, I would hate that. I would hate to be a part of the play. I'm not gonna lie.
占い。
占い？
That's cool. That's easy. I don't know how you're all gonna participate, but
予言の間違いじゃないのか。
it's gonna be real.
合わせて感激占いアンケート喫茶をやるというのは。
は？アホなこと言ってないでサクッと会議を始めるわよ。
Can you take this shit serious, dude? He's always just fucking around. Like, who would do something like that? I hope she proposes the same thing here.
みくるちゃん、あなた初期なんだからちゃんと言うように書きなさい。
いつから朝比奈さんが初期になったのか俺は知らなかった。
Congrats on your promotion.
たった今決まったらしいからな。
Alright, let's get started.
私たち SOS 団は映画の上映会を行います。
は？
Are we making it? Or are we just an easy out?
どのような変換が行われ
Yeah, but I don't know where she came to
それ
the...
はいいとしよう。いつものこと
What was the point of discussion if she knew what we were
これど
doing?
こが会議だ。
Yeah, this is...
所信表明じゃねえか。
いつものことでしょう。
That's true.
近っ。
辻宮さんは最初から何をするか決めていたようですね。
Yeah, no, she already knew.
なさそうです。
常々疑問に思っていることがあるのよね。
俺はお前の頭が心
テレビドラマとか
What the fuck's going on in there?
人が死ぬのってよくあるけど、あれってすんごく不自然じゃない？なんでそうタイミ ミングよく死ぬわけ？おかしいわ。だから私は最後の方で誰かが死んで終わりになるやつが大嫌いなのよ。私ならそんな映画は作らないわ。
I like when they all die at the end. Or progressively throw out. There you go.
とい
Nice.
うわけよ。わかった？
何がというわけなんだ。映画を上映することしかわからんぞ。配給元はどこだ？
キョン、あんたも頭の足りないやつね。私たちで映画を撮るのよ。そんで、それを文化祭で
Yeah, see? I already picked up on that.
SOS 団のクレジット入りでね。
いつからここは映画研究部になった？
何言ってるのよ。ここは永遠に SOS だよ。
Yeah, we do what we want.
なるほど、よくわかりました。
You do?
つまり我々で実製作品を
Yes.
撮影し、さらには上映しよう。
Yes.
そういうことです。
Thank you. Finally, someone with some smarts.
どうして映画にしたんですか？昨日の夜中ね。ちょっと私は
So she turned on the TV. Yeah,
でテレビつけたら変な映画やってたの。
やっぱりか。
yeah. Pretty predictable.
くだらない映画だったわ。監督ん家に国際電話で板電しようかと思ったくらいよ。
Prank
そ
call.
れでこう思ったの。こんなんだったら私の方がもっとマシなもん。
Right, I be having those ideas sometimes. You ever watch something and you're like, this is so shit. You're like, I could do better than this.
俺たちがそんなの嫌だと言ったらどうするんだ？監督だけじゃ映画にならないぜ。
She's the leader. You have to
こ
follow.
んならほとんど考えてあるから。
いや、
Oh.
俺が言いたいのはそうではなくてだな。
何も心配することないわ。あんたはいつも通り私について
She's not even gonna be in it. She's just gonna make it a nightmare.
狙うのは文化祭ベストイベント投票1位よ。そうすれば物分かりの悪い生徒会も SOS 団をクラブとして認めるかもしれない。いいえ、絶対認めさせるのよ。それにはまず世論を味方につけないといけないわ。
制作費はどうす
You
る？
gotta get the public
予算
appeal
があ
here.
るわよ。
どこに？
文芸部にくれた分があるのよね。
だったらそれは文芸部の予算だろうが。お前
No,
が
we're
使っていいもん
kind of the literature club in a way.
時はいいって言ったもの。
Right, she's in charge of our finances. She's not gonna use it. Yeah, thank you.
じゃあ今日はこれで終わり。私はプロデューサーとして
I'm super intrigued what she plans to make this about.
詳しい話は明日してあげるわ。
Okay, thank you.
UFO を撃墜して内部構造を展覧するとか、その手のものでなくて僕は安心しています。
I might be.
それに僕は鈴宮さんがどんな映画を作るつもりなの
Like, that might be the movie, you know?
か文化祭になりそうです。興味深いことですね。
No, don't even think about it.
いえ、なんでもありません。せめて俺くらいは期待を持ってやった方がいいかもしれん。
Gotta get your spirit up, man.
どうせ誰も期待などしていないだろうからな。
What is his role? Everything else. You do everything else.
私が主役なんですか？
Gotta get the pretty face up front.
ダメ。ミクルちゃんにはじゃんじゃん目立ってもらうからね。あなたはこの団のトレードマークみたいなもんだから。今のうちにサインの練習しと。
Trademark, we're like mascot, but yeah.
私演技なんかできないんですけど。
You about to.
大丈夫よ。私がバッチリ指導してあげる。
Thank you. How sweet of you.
それにしてもユキも小泉君も不真面目ね。こっち優先って言っておいたのに自分のクラスの。
I think Koizumi seems excited.
厳重注意が必要だわ。
クラスの会議に参加しなくていいんですか？
私は給仕係だけなので。
Right, what else do I need?
どんな衣装になるのかな。ちょっと楽しみ。
照れつつ微笑む朝比奈さんはどうもすっかりコスプレ慣れしているようだ。
Yeah.
SOS 団絡みで無意味な衣装を着せられるより。
Right. Instead of whatever shit that we gotta wear here.
なにミクルちゃん。そんなにウェイトレスになりたかったら私がコスチュームを揃えてあげるわよ。
Where are you getting these from, too?
ところでキョン、あんた映画作りに必要なものは何か分かってる？
Camera? Maybe some props? Guess we could just use the school.
ひたむきな情熱じゃないかな。
カメラに決まってるじゃないの。機材もなしにどうやって撮るのよ。そんな抽象的な答えいらないわよ。
Right, she's got everything else worked out.
これからビデオカメラの調達に行きましょう。
Alright, who are we gonna go blackmail now?
鈴宮さん、そういえば私、用事が今すぐ教室に戻っ。黙りなさい。心配しないで。
お前が心配するなと言って本当に心配しないでいいことがあった試しがない。
今度はみくるちゃんの体を代金代わりにすることはないから、ちょっとだけ協力してもらうだけよ。
I'm glad her mind went to where mine
そ
did.
の協力内容を教えろ。でなければ俺と朝比奈さんはここをてこでも動かん。
スポンサー回りをするの？
今はもう秋のはずなのに。
Look at her full of life.
とも涼しくない。地球はいよいよバカになったようで、秋という季節を日本に到来させることを忘れてしまっているようだった。この店から映画撮影に使用するための機材をせしめるつもりらしい。
Well,
どうやってだ？
I don't
ち
know.
ょっと待ってて、私が話つけてくるから。
Who's him?
これ持ってて。
おう、
We know someone here?
そんな奴の言うことに安易に首を縦に振らない方がいいと、あの人の良さそうなおっさんに忠告し
Don't feed her delusions.
さあ、どうせこの店で一番高性能なデジタルハンディビデオカメラを無償貸与せよとか言ってるんじゃない
Of course.
終わってみたい。
She got it? My guess is that we're going to use the shop as like promotion for it. Even though I don't really think that's going to equal out in money, but
あの親父はお前に何か弱みでも握られていたのか？
まさか、ちゃんと説明したら快く譲ってくれたのよ。
I don't know about
だか
that.
ら俺だって欲しい。決め台詞を教えてくれ。
別に映画撮りたいからちょうだいって言ったらくれたのよ。何の問題もないわ。
There's definitely more to
なくて
that.
も後々問題になりそうな気がしているのだが。
いちいち気にしないの。あんたはおおらかに私のしもべとして働いてればいいんだから。
Everything's under control.
次の店に行くわよ。
It's just going to work at every shop.
だんだん分かってきた。俺たちを指さすとき、春日の人差し指は朝比奈さんを正確に
Yeah, what is she?
自分の働きをどういう形でか、朝比奈さんがすることになりそうな。
Yeah. She has no clue.
今度はなんだ？
武器よ。
Got some weapons.
何すんだこんなもん。
Can we get a bag or?
ガンアクションよ。派手な打ち合いはエンターテインメントの基本なの。できればビルを丸ごと爆破したいくらいなんだけど、ダイナマイトってどこに売ってるか知ってる？ 雑貨屋にあるかしら。
知るか。少なくとも
Yeah, they probably just got it anywhere.
この荷物をどうするんだ？
いっぺん家に持って帰って、明日また部室まで持ってきて。これから学校に戻るのは面倒だから。
俺が
あんたが。
教室ではめったに見られない SOS 団専用スマイルだ。そしてこんな風に春日が笑うと、回り回って俺に災難を回収する役割が巡ってくることになる。まるで逆バラシベ長者。
A preparational war. And the school festival begins. We are making a movie, which is nice and fun. And I really am excited for that. I believe, I could be wrong, but you can let me know for certain. I believe the movie is what they make in what the episode 0 is supposed to be. And I could be wrong, and we're going to get to that because we haven't watched the episode yet either. But I think that's the case because some people were saying that we're supposed to watch it first episode. Some people were saying to watch it before you get to the SIGH, which looks like we're on the SIGH arc right now. So if that's the case, then it almost is appearing like you wanted us to see the creation of that in its full before we actually get to the point of like seeing how they make it. Which we'll discuss more in depth when we actually watch that episode in full. But I don't agree with that at all, actually. And I think I like the way that we're doing it right now instead. I think there would be more of an argument for watching it all the way at the beginning to be like some chaotic like intro as opposed to watching it directly before here. Because I don't like stories, and I've openly said this, I don't like when we do something and then we backtrack and we're like, now I'm going to show you how we got to that point. I never like that. I almost never like that in almost any sort of story. It doesn't make me wonder, how did we get here? Sometimes it does when you show me like a slight glimpse of it, but when you play out the entire sort of sequence of how it happens and then you pull back and then we have to get to that part again, I don't like that. It doesn't work for me at all. It doesn't build like any sort of suspense. It doesn't build any sort of intrigue for me. It does nothing but make me think like, I wish we just saw it play out how it was supposed to rather than be like, oh, here's a random moment. I guess now you got to figure out where we got from. I don't like that. I never have. and I don't think I'm ever going to, and I actually don't think I can really recall any sort of story where I have liked it. Even in ones that I can think of that are like huge, massive sort of episodes from different series that are like literally the biggest episode of that series. There's one in specific I'm thinking of that I'm not even going to name. I didn't like how that was done. I just don't prefer when it's done that way. I would rather watch the entire sequence and be more caught off about like what the fuck is going on, as opposed to just letting it happen and then trying to build an intrigue throughout when I already know the end outcome almost. Like, it just doesn't really work for me. Sometimes it works when they do it in the middle. I've seen where they're like, this is a sequence that happens. It's not the most important one, but it's like our characters in a random, like remote sort of location. And it makes you wonder, like, why are we, like, what the hell? And then you do it. It works a little better when it's in that, for me at least, but I don't know. So I don't mind this at all. Now we're going to play it out and we're going to get to that episode 0 eventually. And then we're going to view that and we'll have more context about like where was placed, where people expected me to watch it or wanted me to watch it, and the different options for that. And then we'll talk about that a little bit more. But from my general understanding of what I believe that episode is versus what it actually is, I don't know, we'll see. But from what I think it is, and I don't actually remember why I think that. I don't know if one of you left a comment that that's what it's about, or if I heard it from somebody, or if I watched something that like they make note of it, but I'm almost positive that's what it is. And I don't, that part's actually going to annoy me. I don't know why I think I know what that is, but I don't. Anyways, we'll continue. The episode, really fun. I'm happy to be back on something a little bit different and new and not following in the same order. I was in fear this entire episode when something like didn't go right, or we were just letting her do the things that she wanted to, that like at any point we could just start looping, which I don't think we're going to follow that again. But I thought it was super funny that that's something that my mind kept immediately defaulting to. And I'm really excited just to see how they plan to take whatever this idea within Haruhi's mind is and turn it into something that she's proud of, if she even becomes proud of it, that she wants to put the label of the club onto. So that's super exciting. I hope we get a full festival day at some point, where we can go all the way through and see like all the different classes and what they do and explore the school and make things a little bit more vibrant and bring it to life. The environment itself more to life outside of just our immediate group of characters, which usually you typically end up getting by them exploring, and we get some sweet moments overall. And I hope that we just have a fun time filming and shooting this entire movie. I think that's the main things that I'm going to take away and be excited about going into the future in regards to this. I don't think there's anything specific that's really coming to mind that I want to talk on, so we're going to skim through the episode a little bit. I like the comments that came from these characters, right? Like, we're not all for like be all like weird and pervy and especially getting caught for it and everything, but I think it's just funny that Kyon's sitting next to them and gets looped in almost directly with it. I like Haruhi's forcefulness, just to be like, let's go. He just gets up and obeys at this point. He knows he doesn't really have any other sort of options. And her facial expressions are really good throughout the episode. They're very different from what I'm remembering them in previous ones, which may or may not be the case. I don't know, but something about them is feeling different, and it might just be because I've seen the same episode for, weeks on end. This feels a little different, which is cool. But we get a lot of smiles from her, which feels really different, and I don't know, just a lot of different emotions coming out of her. Fully worried, as always, about the club and what we're gonna do. I like how she just doesn't keep him looped into anything. He's the last person to find out about whatever we're doing. The tea thing, I'm curious if we're going to loop back to this at all, and what the purpose almost for setup is, or if it's just to buy time for us to have Koizumi take a little bit longer to come back. Could also just be random joke in the middle to show, her humor, which we're kind of already aware of in a way versus the way that everybody else wants to react to. I thought at the end of the episode when we see Asahina holding up the cup that she was going to try and do it to him even without Haruhi being here. Doesn't end up being the case. But I'd be curious if we get any payoff for it. See, it's like this, like facial expressions we get like this. They're largely different from what I'm really remembering. She's feeling extremely expressive throughout here. So we have the movie, and that's what the plan is going to end up being. I like her little jabs at Kyon throughout, being like, dude, come on, like, keep up. Doesn't know what the camera, didn't know that she was referencing the camera before, doesn't know exactly what we're doing here, or what the point of making the movie and anything is. Super funny. And we got to just leave everything to her. We get no input or anything. She has it directly in her mind about how we're going to approach this and what we're going to do. And she just wants to be the director or the dictator, I guess we could call her. But either way, I love this moment. I think is so cool too. Just her little robotic movements, feeling like I did, and then reverting back into that exact same sort of state. We'll be back tomorrow. It's just her idea I'm super curious about. We get the guns and everything too. So let's see. What exactly did it say on here? The director and commander, the producer and the writer, Haruhi, actress and actors, Koizumi. Yuki's going to help out. Okay. Assistant director. Oh my God. Errand boy. Gopher. Everything else. Cute. Yeah, that's perfect. Don't put him in the movie. I love that. Doesn't matter if you can't act, we're going to direct you into it. I feel so bad. That's not going to go over well for her. And we get to see how much like Asahino is becoming accustomed to being within the club now. Not fearing the cosplay as much, actually being able to do it in an environment that she's typically around, and she's used to these sort of like outfits in general, just because she always ends up having to put them on and wear them. I think is fun getting to see her little evolution of how against and like forceful it was at first for her, and her to just kind of accept it and almost enjoy it now, which can be kind of weird and dark at the same time. But I don't know. I don't associate cosplaying with that, so in my mind it comes out kind of fun. And then we go on an adventure with just us three, because the others, they don't need to be involved. She somehow has a plan to get everything that we want, clearly pointing at Asahina throughout. What exactly is her intention? My general thought was just we can promote the club or promote the store location by filming something here or making reference to it or note or showing it or like doing something along those lines, which would make plenty of sense. But at the same time, they're not making money or really showing this to like a large scale thing that lending the camera would actually be worth it. So unless it's just general practice or something that they do, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like she's selling Asahina on something, which I don't like. We don't want her to end up doing this, and especially not keeping her in the loop and letting her know. And Kyon doesn't tell her a little bit later. It leaves me concerned with it. My guess is just like they're going to use her as like an outside like poster child almost for the shop. Like you get to use her for a day or a week or something like that, which sucks because she's not willingly agreeing to any of this. But work for us for a day or a couple of days outside to like attract and bring in customers, get a camera to film, you know, it balances itself out at the end of the day, I guess. But she's also not getting the camera. It's more Haruhi. So like, shouldn't Haruhi be selling herself on this? I don't know. We'll see where that evolves to. But I don't love the general idea of it. Look how happy she is when she's running forward with the camera. It's the frame. Look at her. Super cute. And I love just like her different mannerisms, which we've seen before, right? But we get to continuously see them throughout. I made note of the different facial expressions and the things that she's doing, but she's so much more animated with everything that she's doing as well, right? The way that she's walking, she's swinging her arms, like almost extremely happy. She's talking with her hands a bunch when she does things. It's kind of a different tone shift for her. And I think it's just the general, like, she's getting super excited about what's to come and what she's going to be doing, which is not something that we usually end up getting, right? She does have these moments of interest and excitement, but especially coming off of just like this big summer and now coming back and doing this and doing something that she really wants to do for the first time and being in full creative control almost over it could be direct like correlation with that. And you are our errand boy, you do this and you hold everything, and his just agreeance for it. And that is all we have for this one. Really fun. I got some laughs. I've got some intrigue about where we're going to head, how this movie's going to play out, the type of movie for what it's going to be. I have no clue. I'm curious how she's going to tie in like aliens and a bunch of other things that, you know, she's going to try and almost put into it, and how that's all going to work, and especially how she's going to be able to direct and move Asahina to actually being an actress that's decent or even competent in any sort of way. Koizumi, I have no concerns for. I think he's going to be fully fine, and Yuki's going to just play the role that she probably needs to. I have no clue how we're going to do it with Asahina, and I'm curious if Haruhi's going to get discouraged to a point that she jumps in and decides that she wants to end up being like somebody who is actually involved in the play, like on screen, or if we're going to have to sub Kyonen at some point. And I'm curious too, just with the showing up late from Koizumi, the not being at the next meeting or anything when it was just the three of them. Like, if he's going to try and pull some sort of thing where he ends up getting Kyon to be like in the play so that he's like a little bit more like closely involved with the things that Haruhi's actually doing, because he's always like the biggest like part of what's happening. So him just being in the sidelines and in the background here almost feels a little off at times, but I guess being assistant kind of in a way makes him always have to be like directly by her side. So maybe it won't turn into that. I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed though. If you liked it all, you can subscribe now. So feel free to check out the channel and comments. There's a series. We'll be back for the 21st episode in the second part of this arc next week. It was a great one though. Peace.